Sorry, had to just let that out first, because feeling feelings that are not good. Just there's a lot of feelings happening right now. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Canadian Guy here. And if you don't know, Crash Team Rumble's support is being discontinued. The servers will still be live, thank goodness. But it's so empty. You can't look at this and tell me that this looks right. By the way, let me know if the volume is okay or not, if it's too loud or too quiet or whatnot. But there's no way that you can look at this and be like, yeah, this looks normal. This looks fine. It looks anemic. And the last patch went out today, but CGE, they released a 500 tier battle pass. Yes, they did, all right. Except that you have to re-level back up all the way up, even if you have the skins already unlocked. But don't worry, I have 9,432 days to get it done. So anyway, there is a bunch of content on here that's new that we haven't seen. Like, that's new. But there's also a whole jam-packed full of... By the way, the only reason why I'm even remotely close to level 14 is because I blew all of my boosts just to get me back up. And... yeah, there is a lot of, like, if you missed a large majority of this stuff, I'm sure this is like being a kid in a candy shop, but as someone who's basically unlocked nearly everything, this feels bad. So let me show you just some of the skins that, anything related with Spyro and some of the skins, just so that before we get started, because, Love Fool, which has me theorizing that there was supposed to be some kind of a Valentine's Day event. Or, like, just Valentine's Day in general. Steam Powered. Yep, that's an Entropy one. Yep, just a taste. Let's go to the next unlockable. Gone Batty, which you guys would recognize from Crash Bandicoot 4. And continuing on, Have a Blast, which apparently I thought we already had this one, but maybe it's black and red or black and white. I'm not sure. I thought I already had that. Cute Bat, which is literally just Cat Bat but pinker. Yeah, that's about it. Good Boy Farley, which is adorable. Next, we got Open Seas. Why couldn't have we gotten this skin? I wish we got it. Oh, it is a pirate ripperoo, and it looks dope. Next is Toil and Trouble, a backpack. Life Giver, I missed that one, actually, so can't wait to unlock that at level 75. Shake It Off. Keep on going. We got Touchdown. I would have loved the pirate level. We got a Frost Scorch skin for Cat Bat, which is actually pretty dope. Not gonna lie. Continue on. We got Icy Throne, which is another skin for Embryo. We got Future Past, which you guys would recognize from Crash 4, and the bots have that skin too. Blight, which is another Scorch skin, but green. Scorch, but green. Let's keep going with the skins. Chemical Reaction. Looks kind of like Be Fresh a little bit from Twins. Was it Twins? I can't remember who Be Fresh is from. Which one? Let's keep going. Backpack. New Scarecrow skin for Engine. We got the chicken suit from Crash 4. There's a whole bunch of animated ones. The Frightening Fridge, which I would love to be able to get that, but I'll be honest with you guys, don't try this at home. It looks like they were gonna have like a Cat Bat event, because here we go. We got like an Evil Knievel set up, or it was an old skin. Continuing. Don't worry, there's a couple really good skins in here. It's just that they're all unlocked at level 300 plus. Well, here's the first really good one that I really like. Gotta be Squidding Me. That's what I said this morning when I saw all the stuff. Gotta be Squidding Me. Let's keep going. Yeah, Patrol. We'll get to the next one in a second. Getting there. Getting there. Oh, yeah, we got the Caveman Crash. Caveman Crash is finally back. Continuing. I actually like this helmet a lot. I think that helmet's actually really cool. It's only got the level 300 plus to get there. Biker Crash. Allura skin? A second one, I guess? I don't know why. Continuing on. We're almost there, don't worry. Okay. We got the Pinata Spyro skin, which is pretty dope if you ask me. Just level 390. You know, pretty, you know, might take a long time. Next, we got, where is the next skin? Funny timing, reskin of the Ice Winter Entropy. Robot, which is a Crate Smasher. We're almost there. Sad Clown, yeah, it's about how I felt this morning. Womp womp. The Blues. Grimy Ripto, which is one of the only skins that I missed. I missed a backpack and a skin. Continuing on. Through the Ringer, another Crash 4 skin. Right Now, which is a great skin, but Crash 4 skin. And then the best skin in the entire, like, arguably in the entire game. Look at this Ripto skin. Tell me that this is not one of the dopest skins you've ever seen for a character like this. Like, this skin to me, I would literally turn this on and just... Yeah, Dr. Nefariously Handsome, I disagree with you very strongly that Spyro 4 is still coming, in my opinion. That's just me, but you don't have to agree with me, but that's what I think. Warped Biker, reanimated, and last but not least, the finale is, ta-da, a only tier 492, only gold standard. So yeah, welcome to Crash Team Rumble. Have a seat. It's going to take a long time for us to ever complete anything. Alright, give me a second here. I didn't even send up the alerts yet because I'm just upsetty spaghetti. So, yeah, let's... Watch on YouTube. 1 second. I didn't even send out the alert because I was just so busy, just focused on, you know. But also, I want to try to kind of keep track of something a little bit here too. So, if you guys would indulge me for a second. Let's go with that. There we go. But yeah, I am not happy. That. But yeah, again, my hope for Crash 4 is not Crash 4. Spyro 4 is not dashed. Not yet. Not yet. Still sending out alerts. There we go. Gotta create a quick post. But I am not happy at all. I am not thrilled. I am, in fact, bleh right now. There is a Tana skin that they have in the pipe that they haven't launched yet, and I don't know why they haven't launched White Mane Tana yet. I don't get it. Like, I don't understand. They have White Mane Tana. Like, why hasn't that been launched? And there's there was a Dark Satyr Tana too. So I'm kind of just like, okay. Somebody fill me in on what's going on here, because like, there are skins that are like ready to go, and I say that legitimately because they were in the beta. Right? Like, they were literally in the beta. So I don't understand why they wouldn't just throw that in there as well. I don't understand. There's so many things I just don't get, man.
That should be illegal.
Hey, Midas! Welcome to being a $2 member, my friend.
TNT drones available. What a knockout.
Thank you so much, Midas, for supporting the channel as always.
Ready. Your team boost expired.
Yeah, it's kind of just like, I can understand why somebody has no desire to pick the game back up. Yeah, I get it. I get it. I would only pick it up to stream and play with friends, but to play on my private time, I don't know. Because, like, I want to have the motivation too. Like I want to have the motivation, but I just don't. I don't know if I would or not, because already I was debating whether or not to even stream today, because I thought for some reason the update was going to go out yesterday. I don't know why. Or tomorrow. I don't know why. For some reason, my brain assumed that the 4th was landing on a Monday. I don't know, on a Tuesday. I don't know why it just did. Maybe because previous updates have come out on Tuesdays, which, you know, I do think is a legit possibility as to what my brain just assumed. I was like, oh, March 4th must be a Tuesday. So, but when I saw that it was today, and I was like, oh, cool. And then I saw in the patch, I was just like, like it was just like, I just felt deflated. Now, and I want to make this clear, I don't think it's Toys for Bob's fault at all. In fact, I don't. I think Toys for Bob had very little time and or resources to really like just get everything together and get it to be half decent in a short amount of time. So I don't think that was the problem in terms of like, oh, they don't care. No, I believe they cared. If they didn't care, they wouldn't have done what they did. Somehow lived. If they wouldn't have cared, they would have said thanks for playing and then that's it, right? But they didn't. They at least had enough to be like, hey, here is, you know, enough, you know, content. Oh, hey, would you look at that? I know that guy. And it blows, man. Okay, so we just got to the first level. Okay, so let's count how many games it's going to take for us to level up. 1,500 experience for a win is approximately correct. So hold on a second. Give me a sec. 1 second. Oh, there's a pen right here. Okay. So you get about half the percent. So let's see here. Let's do math. Or I'm going to try to do some math because okay. So each match, if you win, you get about 1,500 experience. Typically. And if you lose, you get 750. Okay. So, in that case, right, if we are at a 50% win rate, we're at a 50% win rate, right? So, how many matches would it take to be able to level up? And then we can calculate from there how many matches it will take to kind of get there. So the game is not going, as I say in the video, it is not turning off. They're not turning off the server, at least not yet. They're not turning off the servers. They are, they're not turning off the servers. They're letting it run, but there's no more content support. Now, we might get one more patch. I think we would get one more patch, but it is probably going to be a balancing patch or a tweaking patch just to adjust a couple of things, and then that will probably be it. They send this patch out, wait to find the bugs to see what were in it, and then tweak those. And then once that's done, then they say, okay, Auf Wiedersehen to the game, and that's it. And to me, that's heartbreaking. I understand the predicament, though, because I do believe it came down to a simple aspect of, does Toys for Bob want to, because, and I do want to talk about this, in a video, and I have an unscripted rant that I do want to talk about, because I also do understand some aspects as well, because here's the problem. Let's say Crash Team Rumble became a massive success. let's say Crash Team Rumble became worldwide loved, everyone loved it, etc., etc. Let's just say that, okay? Would there have been enough resources and or enough time for Toys for Bob to be able to continue to maintain Rumble? Or would have the investment on Rumble just doubled down and we wouldn't have been able to see other Crash and Spyro content because Toys for Bob was preoccupied with Rumble? I don't know, right? So there's no good way this ends. Thinking back, I don't know if there's any way to have our cake and eat it too. It's a double-edged sword. Rumble is successful, then Activision would have been like, yeah, you're just going to do more Rumble content, and then that's it. Everything else would be put to the wayside. On the other hand, it fails, and then, well, then it looks bad. Right? So, I think the best case scenario would have been if Toys for Bob bowed out and another team picked it up. I think that would have been the best case scenario. But the question is, who would want to take over Rumble? And clearly there wasn't enough demand from another team that they wanted to pick up Rumble. Clearly. And I wouldn't want a team that didn't like Rumble to pick it up. Because for this kind of game, you need to be passionate. You need to be passionate and know what you're doing and be able to deal with, you know, the Crash Bandicoot fan base and the Spyro fan base and just the general fan base overall. And the only team that I think could have done it could have been Beanox, but if Beanox has no interest in it, then like I said, I don't think there was a way for us to eat our cake, to have our cake and eat it too, in this situation. Alright, so we got one win. That win got us 1,161 experience. I'm going to be writing all this down. And just, like I said, I don't know. I agree, though, that I think the game should have went free to play, at least. Or at bare minimum, free on Game Pass. Saying, hey, bang, free on Game Pass. Let's do one more season, free on Game Pass, and see what happens, right? And that's kind of the mindset that I was thinking that they were going to do. I did not think that they just didn't want to just... I just didn't think it would just get dropped like that. I did not expect it to just get dropped like a bad habit out of the blue. I didn't. And it was kind of just like out of the blue. It was just like, and dropped. That's it. And then I was like, okay, well then maybe for season 4 we'll get some heroes. Maybe we'll get no heroes. Just here's the content that we had. And again, no, not mad at Toys for Bob. I want to make that very, very blatantly clear before anybody hops on and thinks that I'm all of a sudden doing all these terrible things. No, I want to make it blatantly clear. I don't blame Toys for Bob at all. I think that they did what they could with what they had. They had, they just didn't have enough. They didn't have enough to be able to get to an update that would have been likable for us. They probably didn't have enough art, didn't have enough all these things. and, you know, also dealing with whatever other project that they're currently working on, including the layoffs. Nope.
Enemy team super boosted.
I just don't think that it was feasible for them, which kind of sucks. Oh, trust me, I was a part of the fans that had to deal with pods. Oof. Hey, Cash Banuka 19, thank you so much. I appreciate you being a fan since the Reignite days. Is it worth to get it now? I can't sit here and say yes. I can't. What I can say is watch the gameplay. If it interests you, then maybe wait for it to go on sale, or maybe you know, maybe you can buy it used. I can't sit here and recommend it. Like, it's a blast to play, but I don't know how somebody who is a brand new user is going to be able to kind of experience the game without there be just, okay, here's a gigantic battle pass and, you know, hope the player base doesn't die. And I love this game to death. I love this game to death. I genuinely think it was one of, like, my favorite multiplayer experiences genuinely ever. I mean, everyone who's always tried to say that I was, like, faking it, there is no way you could put 400 hours into a game and fake it. I'm sorry. You would go crazy. There's no way. There's just no way. I got a physical copy over here of one, though. I do. Hi, Sophia. How are you? I'm new. Well, welcome to the stream. So, yeah, it's been a hot minute since I've experienced a game that I played regularly, it get canned or sunsetted. That to me is very... I'm heartbroken. And I keep mentally swinging between two positions of, like, I understand, I get it, I know this is difficult. I feel fired up, Bob. And then I swing back to... you know, deep depression. Right? So, it's kind of... wild to me that, and by the way, party mode, if anyone enjoyed party mode is likely gonna die, like, epically. Like, if you played party mode exclusively without there being any game modes to get people back on, the likelihood is you're not gonna get many people. Got it late, but not sad I got it. I'm happy to hear that. Hey, you know what? I'm happy to hear that at least my videos, at least, you know, convinced some people to try it. Mrs. Joker has been a member for 21 months. How you doing, Mrs. Joker? Sad Rumble is going to end after 4 seasons. Calling it 4 seasons is even a bit of a stretch because season 4 is more like a season plop. And again, I iterate, not Toys for Bob's fault. Not Toys for Bob's fault. But, like I said, yeah, this is how I feel. How Coco looks here is how I feel. Just broken and depressed. Hey, I'm happy, Mr. Boss. Keep it up. But I think that is one of the things that also kills me. One of the things that absolutely just kills me. What I think kills me as well is the fact of the potential. is that this game had so much potential and it was possible. Okay, now I've said things before, and I've said something like this for a previous title, and it was for Crash Twinsanity, where I said a lot of people are held up on what Twinsanity could be. Now, one could argue that the exact same argument applies here, but I would say no, because of the fact that this type of game is expandable. Not my first time, but first time for something that I was so heavily... And here, I'm not going to... There was a sarcastic... I don't know if it was a hate comment. I don't even know if it was a hate comment, because I don't know what of the tone of the person that said it. So I can't say it was a hate comment. But yeah, you know, I'll take the comment straight to the face, because I totally understand. And it's like, yeah, you know, it was, imagine doing research and speculating about a game for 2 years and it end in like less than a year. Yeah. Nope. Come on. Right? And yeah, I'll take that one on the chin. Yeah. And I take that on the chin because that's how I'm feeling. That is how I'm feeling.
Enemy team boost expired.
Hi, Mom. I'm streaming. What's up? That's okay. That's why I hung up, though.
Your team boost expired.
But we already had gotten Okay. Okay. No problem. No problem. No problem. Well, thank you. I understand. I totally understand, Mom. Thank you so much for letting me know. All right. I love you. Bye. My mom called me. I'm like, I'm streaming. Yoshi Poyo donated 50 Danish krones through Super Chat. Thank you so much. Hey, CJ, I played with you with Leggy earlier today. GG's, the game honestly brings me joy, and I will always treasure. I'm always going to be a Catbat main. Be a Catbat main into forever. I encourage it. Thank you so much for the 50 Danish crowns. I appreciate that. And for the very first donation of the stream, thank you so much. I do appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you want to help support the channel, you can do it via Super Chat or through the link in the description below. So through the link in the description below helps with the bar that you see on the screen there. It helps fill that up and helps you pay rent. But as always, donations are always appreciated, but not required. The first for this stream, yes. Nope. So there was, based on the data mine, there was, I should have called. So as I was saying before I lose track of it, one of the problems is that with the argument of, well, why can't that be applied here? Simple. This game had an expandable format that was very, very, very easily expanded upon. And if there was a bug or a problem, it wasn't something that plagued the game for the rest of its eternity. It could be fixed. And again, this was a expandable game. When Twinsanity was made, it wasn't made possible with expandability in mind, because that technology wasn't even available. It wasn't even a thing. Charles E has been a member for 33 months. Thank you so much, Charles E. I appreciate the support. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Give me 1 second to read that membership response in 1 sec. in my opinion, I would have gone big with Season 4 rather than go indie and not have the rights to use CD Spyro and throw everything out at once. Everything out at once, short notice. Toys for Bob may have not had a choice, man. Like, I have no idea. We have no idea what was going on. I mean, we still don't know how that deal even happened. We still don't even know how that deal is even remotely possible. I'll be honest with you, like, you know, we still don't know how that even happened. From Grandma, put this into something fun, Alpha. Thank you so much for the $5, Elena. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. GG, bro. Good game. Good game. Good game. But the thing that I was saying before is that, yeah, there was a comment that said, you know, wow, you know, speculated for 2 years and the game shut down. Yeah, you're right. And I feel that. I feel that. And I acknowledge that. And it hurts. They might eventually make this information public, hopefully. I would hope. I hope so, one day. Thanks so much, Yoshi Poro, for the 20 Danish Krones. This isn't the end. It's a new beginning. While I do agree with you, right now, there is, you know, a time to be able to kind of feel, right? And I feel like I'm feeling a lot of things. I'm feeling a lot of things. I'm feeling a lot of, just things that, you know, absolutely just sucks. It just genuinely, it all sucks. Yeah. I talked about this. The first time I talked about this game was November 2020. Think about that for a second. The first time I talked about this game was November 2020. The very first time I breathed the words Wumpa League, Crash Bandicoot multiplayer title, it was literally so I talked about Rumble for 3 years. I talked about Rumble for 3 years.
Enemy team boosted.
We'll say 2.5. We'll say 2.5. No. 2 years. 2 years. I talked about Rumble for 2 years before it was even announced. For 2 years, I chased this game. For 2 years, I commented and followed and did everything I could to keep everyone up to date about it. And spoke about it. And, you know, how many videos did I make? And then the title comes out, and I personally enjoy it, and I think it's fun, and I think it's a blast, and I'm having a great time with it. And it's so much fun to me. And then it gets shut down 8 months after it released.
Enemy team boost expired.
So does it 8-9 months? So does it suck? Oh yeah, it sucks. It feels bad. It feels bad, man. And yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and act like oh, it doesn't bother me that much. But no, it bothers me. It bothers me a lot. It bothers me a lot. I think back and I'm like, man, you know, how many waking hours did I spend on this game before it was even announced? How many hours of speculation did I you know, do? All the scripting, the scripts that I typed, the amount of pages that I wrote, the thought processes, all of these things, and it resulted to the game actually being real, and the game existed. And then what happened? What happened? That happened. And it sucks. And I hate it. And I would want nothing more than for this game to succeed. And you know, you do make a good point, Nicholas, where it wasn't just for this game. It was for the all of it was for the future of Crash Bandicoot. And you're right. You are right, actually. So, you know, that is one thing to take away is that, yeah, it was. This wasn't all for just this game specifically. Sure. And I can agree to that. But man, does it suck in the here and now right now. Man, does it suck right now. Yoshi Poyo donated 50 Danish krones to Super Chat. Thank you so much. Last one, I promise. Don't worry. Donate as many as you like. I know this might seem doom and gloom, but we never know what that future will bring us. I'm a half full glass guy. Lots of love. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And yes, there is... I do believe that there's a bright future. I'm not saying that there is no bright future. I don't think there's no... I think there is a bright future. I think that there is a future for these games. I think there is a future for these franchises. And I don't think it's, you know, all doom and gloom. But for this project specifically, I mean, you have to realize something, and this might blow some people's minds when you sit back. I talked more about Crash Team Rumble than I did the Spyro remaster leading up to its announcement. Think about that for a second. The game that this channel became established on, the game that this channel has its bread and butter on, and not that, you know, Crash doesn't have a place here. Of course, I'm not saying that. I'm saying, like, the very first thing that I started on was Spyro. That was the first thing that I really sunk my teeth to on this channel. I talked more about Crash Team Rumble than I did the Spyro air quote remake project at the time. And that, to me, because I talked about the Spyro remake project, or Spyro Reignited, since June or July of 2017, and then the game got announced 9-ish months later. In that ballpark.
Your team boost expired.
Sorry if it seems like I'm on autopilot, because I am. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and deny it. Yeah, I'm a little bit on autopilot here. And I already know, you know, logistically there was nothing else I could do. This was a project that was too big for me to try to uplift. It wasn't like I could just, you know, it wasn't like, you know, there was anything that I could do to save this project. But still, you know, you know, in my mind, I try to think, you know, was there something that I did wrong? Was there something that I could have done? But I already know, logically, that there was nothing that I could do. That there was nothing that I could do. Right? This game was so overhated. Yeah, I agree. I think that it was overhated. I think it was it was written off. I think it was, genuinely, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's true. It's true. Like, I can't, there's nothing that I can do to be able to, I don't want to say usurp, but to fight against the tide like Activision. There's nothing I can do. There was... Yeah, same mystery. I feel like that, I feel like... 2 more levels. I feel like we were, like, the game, like, finally the game felt like it was in a, like, position of balance that was nice. Like, the balance for this game, I felt like, I was like, yeah, there's only, like, really, like, one bad, not I would say even bad, but one, like, annoying character that needed some tweaking, and it would have been Engine. And I think Engine needed some adjusting. I think Allura needed some tweaking as well. And Entropy needed some tweaking. But there was nothing that was busted. There were things that were a little overtuned. There were some things a little undertuned. But there was nothing that was, like, genuinely broken. I was like, okay, the game is in a place that is in a good spot. And there it was. Hey, thank you, Tempest. I appreciate that. GG to you as well. GG. And it was just let go. But then I argue with myself, what have I wanted Rumble to keep going? And I think what I would have wanted is I would have been happy with a bigger boom to Season 4. Or at least get it to the 1 year mark. At least. Get it to the 1 year mark, at least. I think that would have made things better. I think. Or maybe it wouldn't have. Again, I flip-flop mentally about, whether or not what I could have done. Mr. Benedorm donated £5 to Super Chat. Thank you so much. Hi, CG. Sad to see Rumble's content stop. It's been a blast playing it. Toys for Bob made something special. They did. They did. So special that I have quite literally been, like, jotting down. Hey, Gaming Pez. I've literally been jotting down ideas for a Crash Team Rumble, like, a Crash Team Rumble, not experience, but a Crash Team Rumble, inspiration game where it's like, hey, if we took this into an actual project, what would we do? And the idea that I thought, that this project that would do, that I have written down here, is that it would be it would have two aspects to it. It would have a story mode and a multiplayer mode, but aspects from the multiplayer mode would be in the story mode, and it would be a platformer. And the story would be about what's going on in the multiplayer mode. And I was talking about this, I was spitballing this the other day with a bunch of viewers. We were spitballing this, and I came up with this idea it was called MAG, which was Mutant Animal Gladiators. And the whole idea is, if anyone's ever seen Jurassic World, you know how you have to hop on a boat to get to an island. It's a whole theme park based around dinosaurs. Well, imagine a gladiator deathmatch on an artificial island where it's scientists that originally built this island to do research on mutations and stuff, turned into this money-backed death match where it's a bunch of animals that are, through via science, are created with these, various of hybridizations and, all these different things, and they're treated like, and the best way to describe it, like wrestlers almost. Like you would go to the store and there'd be signs with, like let's say there's a character that looks like Dingo Dial, right? There would be signs in the crowd with, Dingo Dial. They're dropped in from cages and stuff, and the whole shtick would be scientists create mutants and have them have a death match and people watch. And that was the idea. And then the story mode was going to take place in point of view of one of 3 characters, which you show up as an animal. Your character shows up as an animal, and you go through the experiments, and eventually you get to a point where you have to try to escape the island. But while trying to escape the island, you have to partake in these types of matches, and you have to partake in these types of things, and it causes conflict, and it causes all these things, and the end story would be escaping the facility or whatever, right? And that was going to be the idea of the story for this game. And then it would have a multiplayer match, which was those death matches. So it would have a single player experience. And the idea that I had was that it was going to be the multiplayer would have been free to play, but the campaign would have been $29.99, and it would have unlocked cosmetics and like currency or whatever in the free to play game. So that was the idea that I had for a game, and it's based off of and heavily inspired by Rumble. And it wouldn't be shy. It would not be shy that it was inspired by Rumble. It would be pretty clear as day to anybody, and it would literally be self-described as an inspiration to Crash Team Rumble. And that was the idea that I had, and I have no idea if there is any money behind it. I have no idea if there's any potential behind it. I don't know if it will ever reach at any point where I could, develop it in some way. But I think that it would be cool to have a game like that, in my opinion. But again, it's all just pipe dreams now. I think that they would have released Nina Cortex too. At least Nina and Tiny. I think that would have been I think that would have been a huge boon. I think that would have been huge. I think that would have just been absolutely amazing. At least like go out with a bang like that, just like boom. But no, I am still a firm believer in, I am still a very big firm believer in Spyro 4 being a thing. 100%. 100%. The way that the article is worded, in my opinion, gives a lot away. In my opinion, it gives a lot away. And I do think that, like, there's also a Too Cool skin that we're missing. There is a Too Cool skin that we are missing. And that sucks. For me, I have been sounds like Crash Team Rumble meets Jurassic Park meets Hunger Games. That is a great way to describe it. And the game would not take itself seriously at all. The game would not take itself seriously. It would be like it would be funny, it would be ridiculous, it would be hysterical. The game would question itself and its own logic. And it would not take itself serious. Like, some of the mutants that would be in the game wouldn't make sense. Like I said, the game would question its own logic. It would be silly, goofy, you know, ridiculous. There would be some characters that would be big, dumb brutes. Other characters, super smart and intelligent. It could be something funny, like the reason why it got popular to begin with is because there was a TikTok that, or a social media video that someone posted over 2 mutants fighting over a bar of cheese. And everyone got entertained by it, and it went viral, and then every video about these mutants went viral, every one of these mutants fighting, and then the world started to want to see them fight more and more. Like, it could be ridiculous, just literally like 2 mutants fighting over a brick of cheese. And somebody sees money in that, and then, you know, make the mutants bigger, make them stronger, make them, you know, make them strong, and just be something ridiculous. No logic to it whatsoever. And there would be creatures that'd be like a bear with chicken legs, a bear with chicken legs and arms, and it just, like, why? Why would you make a bear with chicken arms and legs? It's like, why not? Just... Some would be memes, like a reverse mermaid. Where it's a dude with hairy legs with a fish head. Like, it's just like, it's ridiculous. But yeah, that's my feelings. I feel like I want to make a spiritual successor to this game, and can I do it? I don't know if I could. I don't know if I could. It's not, you know what? I take that back. I don't know if it's I could. I don't know. I don't know if it's logically sound for me to do. If that makes sense. Would it make sense to do something like that for me? And do I want it bad? And it's a harsh reality. Like, yeah, I would love to be able to do that, but you know, it's easy to say you would love to be able to do something like that and not have to go through the trials of financing the game, getting it approved, the game actually doing good, and then maintaining the game, etc., etc., etc. It's kind of a big old, you know, chaos show.
Drop off to win.
Yeah, and you also can get the caveman skin on Xbox for the first time. All right. So it went from 6080 to 6240. Oh dear me. So that took me 7 matches to level up. Okay. 7 matches to level up. Right? That took 7 matches to level up. And the amount of experience required went up by geez, 2. How much was that? That's a lot. So it was 68. Oh, no, that's wrong. We were at 6080, and we went to we got just the other way. 6240 minus 6080. It went up 160 experience. It went up 160 experience for max. So if it goes to 160 again, then we know it's a flat rate increase each time. And what level was that? That was 14 to 15. So I believe level 1 was 5,000 experience, if my memory is correct, to get to level 2. So that would mean if we went like this, if we went 120 times either 14, 1,600 experience. $1,800 experience. It was a little over 4,000. If it was a little over 4,000, we'll have to try to level up again. But I'm trying to also figure out the numbers here so that we can kind of get an idea and an estimate as to how many matches you would have to play and how long you would have to play and how long that would take. So we'll see what the how are you doing and feeling, by the way? I'm feeling pretty much in the gutter right now. I feel pretty down. Not gonna lie, I'm feeling pretty sad. I know everyone wants to see a big old happy streamer, but right now I'm feeling pretty bad right now. I'm feeling pretty bad. Not good. I've been zoning out all day. I'm actually I wasn't zoning out as much until I got that video released today, because I started that video this morning and actually got it out. So I was, pretty happy with myself to be able to get the video that I got out today in, like, from conception to release from 10 a.m. and got it out by 3:30, and it was done at 3. So what? That was 5 hours, 5-hour turnaround from an idea to a video. I think overall that's pretty darn good. And some of that was waiting for the video for the patch to drop. It wasn't that much waiting, probably about 45 minutes. So we'll say 4. I could have probably got it done in 4 hours. Yeah, I was relatively happy I was able to get that done in 4 hours. But as soon as the video went live, I kind of just went numb. I felt it actually. I actually started to feel numb when the patch dropped and I saw the battle pass. When I saw the battle pass, I kind of, like, my heart sank. I was hoping that maybe at least one new character got out or something. And again, it's a feeling of just, how do I... I'm happy that, the game will still have the live servers, and, that's great and all, and then, I can always play bots. That's cool, but, like, unless you have eventually, if they somehow keep the servers open, eventually it's going to get to a point where the only way to be able to play the game is going to be if you have pre-made with friends. And that's it. Right? And that's going to be the inevitability of it, is that eventually it's going to be, the matchmaking will not be there anymore because, well, you know, not enough people are playing. So then the few people that do play will be waiting around for hours and hours and hours and hours to get onto a match, which nobody's going to want to. And so then people are going to say, well, you know, whatever with this, I'm going to go focus my time on another game. And then, you know, it's just, you know, it's a house of cards that falls apart. And then even the people, the only way to be able to play would be if you actually got a group of people together. And it's going to eventually come to that. How long will this last? I don't know. That's the thing, yeah, is that you won't be able to get into any matches at all. It's not even like they're like, hey, we're taking a hiatus, or hey, you know, we're going to be slowing stuff down. We'll still be making stuff, and maintaining stuff, so that if they see, okay, the player count's starting to go down, let's at least increase the number of bots. Let's, you know, make things a little bit more streamlined and keep things, you know, kind of going and whatnot, and just have like a skeleton crew maintain the game here and there and everywhere. But no.
Your team boosted.
There is only one chance this game has. There is one small chance. I do believe there is one in this amount of chance. I mean, this chance. There is one chance for this game. There is, genuinely. And I'm not sitting here and trying to make up some random event that's never happened in gaming history in the past. Is it likely? No, I'm not saying it's a situation that's going to happen that is likely. There is one way. Only one. That chance would be if they turn around and they decide to bundle it into Game Pass. They're like, you know what? Let's just throw this game into Game Pass because why not? Throw the game into Game Pass, and a bunch of Xbox users check it out. They try it, and it sparks the player base to go through the roof for some reason. For some reason, a super big popular streamer tries it and falls in love with it. It just catches heat a certain way and it takes off. Whatever. If that were to happen, then Xbox would be like, hey, you know what? There's some money to be made here. There's no microtransactions, but if we produce content, we can make some. And then they turn around and they bring another team in. They might bring some old TFB crew in and maybe get another team going to be able to start, you know, building it up again. And then be like, hey guys, guess what? Yahoo, woohoo, we brought the game back. And then, oh my gosh, and then you make it free to play, and oh my gosh, it's back, and oh my gosh, it's this, and oh my gosh, it's that, whatever, right? And then the game revives.
3, 2, 1.
That is literally the only likely scenario that could revive this game. That's it. Every other scenario is either way too unbelievable or way too unlikely. In my opinion, that is the most believable possibility that this game has a second chance at life. And you might be like, well, where did that happen with? It happened with Among Us. It happened with, what was Ubisoft's one game that was Siege? Right? It happened with there was a couple other titles in there, a couple other small indie titles that were like, yeah, they were on their end of life and moving on. All of a sudden, for some reason, something caught wind and then things just took off. Yeah, I'm pretty bummed too, Sir Dentless. That's why I'm currently playing it. So that would be the only way that something were to happen. And at that point, they may just turn around and just make a Crash Team Rumble 2. Which, okay, fine, you know what? If they Overwatch to it, fine. But for there to ever be a Crash Team Rumble experience to happen again via Crash Bandicoot itself and not some other game, it would have to be that. Because the thing is that at least with Crash Team Racing, it had enough good press that when it felt like a real shame when the game, everybody was talking about, like, oh man, Rumble racing is over. Oh man, that sucks. It's terrible. And there was not one person that was just like, like everyone was like, oh man, that sucks. Oh, that, we wish we could play more racing. We want to see more racing, right? But if we ever want to see something like Rumble to continue to exist as a possibility, that and the only other probability, which again, now we're hitting the realm of theoreticals and what ifs and unlikeliness, is if an indie studio pops up or a big studio makes a Rumble clone that, makes a Rumble clone and has things adjusted and tweaked that gets it to a point where people are happy with it, and then they have reason as to how they'll bring back the original Rumble, right? The original game that made that genre popular. Whatever. It's... yeah. Ubisoft shut down the R6 extraction and said Siege is their focus, saying it could last forever. Yeah, that's what I mean. Sketchcraft donated $5 to Super Chat. So many unreleased skins. Oh, I know. There's even unreleased skins from the beta. Again, thank you, Sketchcraft, for the $5, and always for your love and support. Always is always a pleasure. Sketchcraft, I can't even begin to think of all the skins and all the content. All the stuff that I found in the data mine. Let's start there. All the stuff I found in the data mine already was nuts. All the stuff from the beta. When you include the stuff from the beta and the data mine, there's easily another, I could probably count. There's at least a dozen skins that we have discovered that we know of that have not been released. I can think of 4 for Tana. Just for Tana. Tana's missing the white mane. Tana white mane. She's also missing, she had a Darksader skin in the data mine. So there's Darksader Tana. Then her futuristic skin, there was a green variant. That one got cut, even though we've seen it. Like, what in the world? I don't think Dingo ever got his Marine skin, did he? I don't think Dingo ever got his Marine skin. Which I know has a special place in your heart, Sketchcraft. But the Marine skin was in the beta. That's the thing, though. So it's like, what in the world? What happened?
team
Now,
boost
I'm
expired.
sure that there's an explanation to it. I'm sure there is. I'm sure there's some explanation where they just couldn't for some reason. There were 2 other Marine skins. Yeah. Oh, so on top of the 1 Marine skin, there was 2 other Marines, like Space Marine skins. Like, what in the world happened, man? I don't understand. Hooded Cybertalk was me too. I'm sorry, Sketchcraft. I'm sorry, dude.
Your team boosted.
Like the way that this was done,
Ultra boosted.
it felt like as if like Toys for Bob.
Enemy team
You ever see
boosted.
those movies where the super evil criminal syndicates get caught, and when they know that the CSI team is coming and they have to start like stripping the data from their hard drives, they're, you know, taking out all of their desks, pulling out all the papers, burning things, blacklisting things, throwing hard drives into microwaves, you know, like they're panicking, they're freaking out, and they're screaming, move, 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 they're coming, they're coming, they're coming. It felt like they made this battle pass under those conditions.
Your team boost expired.
These conditions of just go, 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 go.
Team boost expired.
And it didn't make sense. So it's like, wow, this doesn't make a lot of sense. And it felt like that, like this was literally put together in a matter of a week. And it was just like, okay, what can we finish? What can we finish? What's done? And you know, whose PC do we have? You know, whose content is on the server, and where?
Sandstorm available. Enemy flamethrower.
And I'm just sitting here and I'm like, I don't know. So it gets from a point of like, why didn't they do this? Why didn't they do that? From this was, you know, to me it goes from, okay, yeah, this is obviously mismanaged in a way, to, okay, there's something that we're not under, you know, there's something here that we're not understanding. There's something that we're missing.
Enemy team boosted.
You know, that to me is where it's like, okay, there's something here that we don't know. Because it doesn't make sense. Braxton Richards has been a member for 39 months. I hope they keep double XP weekends. That would be great. If they just enabled, yeah, every weekend is double EXP weekend,
Team boost expired.
then that would be great. That would just be awesome. That would be great. Thank you so much for being a member for 39 months. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Like, also, hold on a second. I just missed it. Actually, I can just look at the replay here real quick. Quick match. What was the experience for that match? It was 12:45. Like 1 second here. Let's hold on a second. Let's go to the battle pass for a second. There is a clear theme that, so we have steam powered, okay? So we have steam powered. So let's look at the skins that are new real quick. There was this skin at one point, right? Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? So there was a pirate theme. I think there was going to be a pirate theme season. I think that there is no doubt about that. I think that there was going to be a pirate themed season. Easy. Easy, easy, easy. I think that there's enough information to suggest that. And also the levels that take place on the pirate levels in Crash Team in Crash 4 are easily some of the best designed levels. So by far, I think it's easy to suggest that yes, there was going to be a there was going to be a pirate ship level. Now there's also a whole bunch of frost related stuff, and I thought to myself, why are we getting a bunch of frost related stuff when we had the winter stuff? And then I thought about it. Hey, you know what? There was probably a ice level theme. There was probably an ice level theme that we're missing. But like, there's another one, right? So there was, like I said, probably another ice level concept. But then also we got Future Past, which yes, I understand that is from Crash 4. But what I'm saying is that there was clearly a time travel setup, I believe, as well. I believe that there was a time travel, time lord, futuristic sci-fi, like a futuristic sci-fi time travel type of situation going on. And I believe that that skin by Ripto, this Ripto skin, only, 492 levels later, which I think that they should front load all the content that you're missing, and then all the content from the battle pass, all the content that you're missing, and then front load all the content afterwards, and then the rest, so that it's just levels by that point. Only 490, level 492. Okay. So here we have a time travel space manipulator. Okay. This was like the final. This was like the final battle pass for that. There's no way it's not. There's no way that this wouldn't be the final. There's no way that this wasn't going to be the final skin, the final frontier of one of the battle passes when it comes to space sci-fi, because the absolute amount of work that went into this skin is obscene. It is obscene, and there are very few other skins. And here's the thing. Take a look at the medallion that he's wearing. Take a good look at that. Take a nice good look at that Pokeball looking green, okay? Now, tell me that when we go over here to Monsieur Ripto and we go to his staff, you tell me that that is not the exact same bloody staff. That is the bloody same staff. And guess what? It's got the same logo. And what is it called? It's called Space Lord. Then you have all the sci-fi Tana skins that didn't make it either. So in my opinion, there was a time travel skin, or a time travel there is a time travel theme season. Somewhere, somehow, there was a time travel themed time travel sci-fi. Easily. Every season has a theme. Every single one. And by gosh, oh golly, there was likely going to be some sci-fi. Okay? Now, this could have been with time travel. This could have been with any of that. But the point is, sci-fi. Then there was the pirate one. And then there was another one that I mentioned. The Frozen one. So there was three. There was three themes that are clearly seen when you look at all the cut content, including content that's not even on the battle pass as of yet, or actually not at all. If you go back and investigate, you can actually find, if you look at the old cards, if you look at all the stuff, you would find that there were other skins. Space theme, yeah, sure. Space, sure. Space, so space, sci-fi, alien, sure. Space, something in the realm of sci-fi. right? I think we can agree sci-fi is kind of like a good general circular on that. So, in my opinion, there was clearly, definitively more seasons mentally sketched out and mentally planned. Definitively. And they got cut. So what happened? Why would everything all of a sudden be rushed out so quickly, so haphazardly? It's because they got cut at the knees. They got chopped at the knees and were probably told, by the way, Rumble support's over. Figure it out.
Enemy team puts Wampa on the board.
That's what I'm reading it as. And now they're just panicking to try to get something together for the fans. You know, try to get something together that, you know, who knows, maybe these models were on certain people's computers that they couldn't get access to. Maybe it was just lost in the server because, you know, everything went chaotic, and they just pieced together everything that they can.
Allied team mega boosted. Sandstorm available.
It just... You see, because here's the thing. With Beanox, it was a goodbye, but it was a wrap. It was a gift wrapped up. It was a nice, okay, guys, this is the end. This is all that we have. Thank you so much for playing. Here's some extra cool skins. Here's a cool extra thing here. We thank you for your support. You guys are amazing. Here's our goodbye letter. You know, we're finished. We're done. There's no more coming. But thank you so much for playing, everybody. We love you. And that was, and it was like, okay, it was a nice wrapped gift. It was like, all right, this is the end. We know it's the end. And, you know, they had the time to be able to wrap up all the stuff that they wanted to do and get everything finished, and that was it. With Rumble, it was just like, okay, thank you, bye. It was like as if your aunt came from Christmas and then had a phone call that her cat was simultaneously barfing at home and needed to leave but forgot to give you a gift, so she reached her hand in her purse and threw what was ever in her purse at your face and said Merry Christmas and ran out. Okay, that is what happened here. It was this, by the way, and that was it. Done. Like right into your face, the breath mints, the broken glasses, the keychain, the random keychain that she got from that one lawyer's office, all just thrown right into your face. And that was it.
Enemy flame trap.
And again, I don't blame Toys for Bob for that. I believe that there is something that we don't know happened. Like I said, Beanox wrapped it up like a little present. There was a bonus skin. They were even like, oh man, there was even a joke that Geary never got a legendary skin. Well, we're gonna give him one of the best legendary skins because it's a Beanox. It's a celebration of Beanox, and look at this and look at that. And it's like, okay, yeah, this all makes sense. And it felt like, okay, this was an end. Rumble did not feel like an end. Rumble felt like it was, like I said, your auntie got a phone call that her cat was sick and throwing up and they needed to come home now, and they panicked and just threw everything from their purse into your face and said Merry Christmas and ran out. That's it. That is the way to describe it. So it wasn't that the auntie didn't care about you. It wasn't that the aunt didn't care about you. They cared enough to give you a gift, but they were in a panic and hysterics. Rumble felt like getting kicked out of a store because they're 5 minutes from closing. Yeah. My moderators could quite literally pull this quote up if they wanted to, and I quote, I said that the game ended like a wet duck fart. That was it. Just, we were hoping that they would go out with a bang. We were hoping that they would go out with something awesome, and they went out with a, like I said, a wet duck fart, just, and that was it. It was like, wow, that was terrible. Like, that's it. Just that, and that was it. And not to the fault of Toys for Bob, not at all. Just that's it. That's how it ended. I was like, why? Why? Why did it have to end that way? And that's frustrating. That makes me upset. And I'm not, if Crash Bash to be as a new game, not a remake to be a Neon Circuit. Look, okay. I'm going to shut this down. There was some comments that I read on Twitter, and I just want to say that there are some people that are being really, really, really overly cruel. And then not just that, sit on a soapbox and say that, you know, Crash, if they just did Crash Bash, it would have been better. Well, y'all know my opinions on that. No. And like, really? That's what you're gonna go with? Is, well, Crash Bash would have done better? No, it wouldn't have. It probably would have done worse.
What a knockout.
It would have probably done worse. And people act like as if Crash Bash is like a household name beyond just the immediate Crash Bandicoot franchise, or people who are fans of the. It's not. Do you know how many people that I've spoken to that are like, oh yeah, I played Crash 4, and yeah, I'm a Crash fan, yeah, it's really fun. I'm like, okay, what'd you think of Crash Bash? What's that?
Enemy team boost expired.
I picked that up. Like, people sit and, you know, I think a lot of people have rose-tinted glasses when it comes to Crash Bash. But not just that, the leader of these types of party games, the leader, as in Mario, like, let's not mince words here, right? Let's not mince words here. Mario Party, okay, has not been selling great. The numbers are down, and the scores are down, and this is coming from the industry leader of party games, because less and less people are playing those types of party games. Less and less people are interested in just endless mini games. I love Crash Bash, and that is okay. It is okay to love Crash Bash. I love this game, and apparently I have terrible taste, right? I love this game. I love this game to death. I love it. I don't think that a modern day mini game-esque Crash game would work. I don't think it would. Genuinely, I don't think that it would work. Because the leader of its genre is also, like, not doing well. If Mario Kart started to nosedive, okay? Let's say Mario Kart started to nosedive in 2016, and by 2018, Nintendo commented saying, yeah, we're not making any more Mario Karts. People clearly don't like it, etc., etc. Now, of course, this would never happen, but a hypothetical. If that happened, Crash Team Racing would have never been made. Period.
Enemy team boost expired.
There wouldn't have. And in terms of the kart racing, Mario Kart is the #1. It's the gold standard. It's the... And regardless of your opinion on Mario Kart. I like playing Mario Kart with my kids. I do. But regardless of your opinion on Mario Kart, whether it's better for whether it's better than racing or not, that's irrelevant. It is the gold standard. Period. No ifs, ands, or buts. It's a gold standard. When it comes to 2D platforming, Mario, again, gold standard. Especially 2D and 3D too, but more so 2D. That is the gold standard. And whether you agree with, whether you like them or not, is irrelevant. They're the gold standard, at least seen by the industry. Here's the thing: if the gold standard starts going down, what happens is that then you're going to see a lot less of those games. We got our first new thing, which was a ray gun for... Hold on a second. So now we went from 6240 to 6400. Okay, give me a second here. Let me quit my match for a second. Okay. Yeah, you do feel a lot slower because there's no events going on. You have to remember, every week there was events that were quite literally just handing out experience for free. Just here, experience. Here's all this experience, right? So let's see here. Hold on. Let me get my calculator out real quick. So... it's 160, yep. 160 again. So it would seem that every single time we level up, the experience cap hits plus even higher. How high does it go? It has to stop at some point. There's no way that they're going to let this go. What? So what? Let's do the math here for a second. Let's just do the math for a quick second here, okay? 13 times 160 equals 2080, okay? Then we minus that off of what we were at level 14, which was 6080, translates to 4,000. So we're at base experience of 4,000, okay? Plus 160 per level. It usually caps at 8,000 experience. Okay, so it's plus 160. It usually caps, hopefully. So, as long as it caps at 8,000, please, if there's anybody past level, what would that be? Level, like, we'll say level 40. If there's somehow anyone at past level 40, does it max? Is Subject 420 here? I know that they are definitely higher leveled. Does it max out at 8,000? Please say yes. Anyway. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 7. So, we're going to say it's going to take, on average, if we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If we do our averages, let's do our average. And we're going to do some quick math here to figure out after 11 games. I think 11 games is a good enough amount of data. So we'll round that up to each match is going, okay, to be about 1,040 experience average. Okay? 1,040 experience on average per match. Okay? Now, let's say the match lasts, what would you guys say a Crash Team Rumble match lasts for? On average, we'll say 5 minutes? 4 minutes? On average? Not talking about a stomping match, not talking about a long stretching match. About what, 5 minutes, we'll say? Give or take. 5 to 7 minutes. Just trying to get some numbers rolling here real quick. So let's say 5 minutes. 5 minutes. We'll say 5 minutes. Okay. We'll go 5. 5 to 7 minutes. 5 to... Okay. So... per 6 minutes. So... in that case, let's say that we get a cap at 8,000. Hope we get a cap at 8,000. $7.7. We'll round down. 46 minutes per level. 46 minutes per level. Okay. And we'll even round down a little bit even more. Let's be generous. Let's say you get some really good games in there. Let's say 45 minutes. About 45 minutes per level. Now, let's go, let's see here. How much would that be? Plus, when do we hit 8,000 cap? We'll just say level 40. At level 40. So, at level 40, we hit the cap. Let's say the cap's at 8,000, theoretically. That means from level 40 on, you have to get 460 levels. Times 45 minutes. Okay. Equals 20,700 minutes. And what does that translate to into hours? $345 hours from level 40 on. $345 hours from level 40 on. Okay? To give you an idea, I currently have logged in 403 hours onto this game. And that's just getting to level 40. We're not even there yet. So why don't we just make it an even 400? To finish this pass, to get 104, all 104 cosmetics, you have to grind out 400 hours. 400 hours to get all the new cosmetics. So all the time that I've invested into this game, I would have to reinvest to be able to get everything else. Does that make sense to anybody? Now, give or take, there's definitely going to be... And remember, there's going to be no updates, or very few updates. There might be one more update after this. It might be a patching update just to make sure that anything that broke the game won't make it explode. And that's 400 in-game hours. And that's in-game time.
3, 2, 1.
Don't worry. Don't worry, Gaming Pez. Don't worry. You don't have to say sorry to me. I'm hoping that we get an update where they adjust that. Because 400 hours to be able to unlock all the stuff. Well, in my opinion, and also, you can't even get any crash coins anymore. It's done. That's it. I very much doubt that there is going to be almost not anybody, I very much doubt that there is going to be enough people to be able to do that.
Team boost expired.
Now, if it was some super pass where everything was brand new, like 500 brand new items, I wouldn't be complaining so much. I'd just be like, wow, there is so much content to unlock. Wow, that's really cool. But no, it's items that we have already unlocked. Now, for somebody who might be just popping into the game for the first time and seeing that, they might be like, whoa! I've never played this game before, and there's 500 new cosmetics I can unlock. That's incredible. And it sounds great. But to the people who have already put the time and effort for all those things, and the thing is that some people might think, well, surely they may change that. Surely they have to adjust that. Look what happened when it came to the cookie event. For some reason, they couldn't. Can I do it now? I don't know.
Ally bombardment.
There. Let me turn in my relics, please.
Your team boost expired. Your team boosted.
That's what I said. So yeah, for me, mentally, I've already checked out. I'm like, I'm not going to be able to unlock everything. I just won't. Which is a shame, because I think some of the skins on that pass, some of the new skins, are the best that the pass has ever seen. Or that the game has ever seen. And in fact, that Ripto skin, I think, is one of the best skins in the entire game, period. Like easily.
Your team boost expired.
I'm hoping that
Enemy team boost expired.
I'm hoping that this changes. I'm hoping.
Your team boosted. Lava stash ready. Uka Uka available.
I just have to go to the bathroom. But I don't get it. And if it looks like, again, if I'm an autopilot, it's because I am.
Enemy bombardment.
All I'm thinking about nonstop is why. That's all I'm thinking. Nothing but why.
Get no more. Ally team super boosted. That should be illegal. Lava stash ready.
Oh, I got a big turn in there. Is level gonna be slower than before? Well, naturally, yeah, because there were events before, right? There were like weekend events. There were a whole bunch of stuff that allowed you to be able to just get experience like candy, like just, you know, by the fistful, man. Like you were able to get experience by the fistful just by doing you know, the event, right? You were able to unlock a whole bunch of stuff. Now, to my knowledge, that's not going to be a thing anymore. And it seems like there is going to be the weekly expeditions, yes. But some of them are easier to unlock than others. For example, this week is Hunter, where it's eliminate 3 people without dying. And it's not like, you know, oh yeah, it's the get boosted, or, you know, any of that stuff. Probably could kill it for free though too.
Enemy team takes lead.
Now, unless they turn around, they're like, hey, we're actually going to start doing, like, we have some standardized, like, weekend events where it's like, hey, every Thursday when we start, we're going to be doing double hero XP. Then, yeah, okay, then that's a lot better. But still, even with a double hero EXP, if we just went by purely the numbers, it would still, and if you only played on weekend events, that's still 200 hours. Hey, Conky, how's it going? Well,
On aisle 3.
I messed up, but guess it worked. Whoever's playing blocker, we're gonna have to do the job in overtime.
Uka Uka available.
Yeah, it's just I gotta go for a quick break.
Enemy Uka Uka. Ally bombardment.
Go,
Enemy
Spyro, go.
bombardment. Enemy team boosted. Enemy team mega boosted. Wampa stash ready.
Has there been any lag? Has anyone experienced any lag this stream? I've noticed, I'm looking over and I'm noticing drop frames. I'm just wondering. Alright. Alright, I'll go bathroom real quick. Ugh. Give me a sec here. All right, hold on. I'll be right back. There is just no way I'm gonna be able to, like, we're level. I've used a whole bunch of coins. I've used a whole bunch of coins, and I'm at level 16. And I've gotten one hunter badge. Let's see what happens if we go to Toys for Bob Shuffle. Let's see if there's anyone playing that. I understand I understand, Sarah. I get it. And Hasty too. Yeah, I understand. Both of you guys have a right to be frustrated. You guys, I believe that everyone has a right to be frustrated that this game didn't get a fair shake. Like, let's see if we can even get into TFB Labs. Let's see. Let's see. This is day 1. It's 9 o'clock, so this is prime time. It's before people are going to bed, but it's after dinner, so this is the time. Probably the most free time that people have is right now. Let's see if we can even get into a Toys for Bob. While we're doing that, I'll try to answer as many questions as possible. At least try to. Oh boy. Yeah, this is not a good start. This is not a good start. Let's see. I'm going to try to give it... Hi, Leah. Hey, you know what? We can just host meetings in here. We'll just do this. Hey guys, you want to play a match with me, but we don't want to go through the friend request system? It's easy. Just go to TFB Labs. Because the only other person that's in there is someone who's in the chat. Hi, Kizzy Leah. How's it going? Seriously, somebody, anybody, whomever, just let's all meet here. Is anybody from chat here? I love your content, by the way. Hey, thank you so much. I appreciate that. But does anybody else here in the chat? Yeah, see, there we go. I am. Stephanie is here. Necrozes is here. Yeah, there we go. There's 2 people unaccounted for thus far. I'm here. Yeah, see, there we go. Now, 1 person. There's only 1 person unaccounted for. Everybody else in TFB Labs is in this chat. No, this game didn't get a fair shake. This game didn't get a fair chance. if it got the funding, if it got the push, if it got the this, and if it got the that, and it didn't work, then I'd say, well, you know what? At least we tried. Right? At least we tried.
Enemy team puts Wumpa on the board.
Then I'd be like, you know what? Fine. You know, I can acknowledge and be like, yeah, it wouldn't have worked. We tried, and it didn't work out. Right? Fine. I was trying. Thought I got them there. Right? But no. It never got a fair crack. It never got a push. The marketing. Was there any commercials anywhere for Rumble? I know Crash 4 got commercials because I saw them. They put Crash... I saw Crash 4 commercials during the NFL games, and I would even... I saw Crash 4 commercials for NFL matches. The Happy Meal commercial? Is that it? Is that literally it? Just the Happy Meal commercial? The Happy Meal commercial. See there, Conky. Yeah, that's it. And now, this might just because I'm Canadian, but did anybody else see the one? Did anyone else see it on TV? Did anyone see that commercial on TV or just on the internet? Curious. We're not gonna win this one, are we? Yeah. Nobody's turning in. Yeah, it lasted basically the same amount of time as racing. But again, racing was done quiet. It was done in a nice manner. It was just like, you know, wrapped up like a gift. And it's like, okay, you know, time to say our goodbyes and done. Great. Awesome. Did that happen with Rumble? No. Can't turn in because I would have liked also, like I said, there are many things that I don't understand that happen. I was expecting like a message from the Toys for Bob team. Thank you so much for all your love and support. We appreciate everything that you have done. We have to end the support for Crash Team Rumble, but we'll always rumble, you know, we'll always be rumbling in our hearts or whatever, right? Something. But they didn't even have enough time for that. So I'm like, okay, what happened? I'm trying. Just end the match then. Come on, guys. Just end the match, please. Thank you. One person's ending it. Thank you. Jeez. John's Baconator, I understand that, but the last... Here's the thing, and I understand what you're saying, but today was the first day of the support leaving, right? And we are allowed to all be disappointed when you said, but you have to eventually move on. It's like, yes, I understand. We're going to move on. We understand it's not, but we're upset. I'm upset, right? I'm upset. I'm upset. I'm not happy. I wish that this game lasted longer. I literally researched and talked about this game for 2 years. And now that the final patch comes out and it's a wet duck fart, I'm going to be upset. And it's the first day. This isn't like this is 3 months later. This isn't 6 months later. This isn't a year later. This is the day that it dropped. You know? Like, maybe this is not going to affect everybody. Sure, it's not going to affect everybody the same. Some people are going to be absolutely crushed. Some people, they're not going to care. That's it. All reactions like that are fine. All of those reactions are completely and totally fine. But don't turn and tell somebody, well, you gotta move on. It's like, well, it's the first day. Like, we just found out we're still feeling the inevitable, the inevitable disappointment. It still happened today. So, I think that people are allowed to feel what they want to feel. I think that some people have different relationships with different games. I think some people have different relationships with different projects. And I understand that there are a ton of other games out there too. I understand it. I see them every single day. Sure. But I like this game. I like this game too.
Three, two, one.
I like this game. I'm well aware that there are plenty of games out there. Absolutely. But that doesn't mean that we can't be disappointed because we're upset about something.
Enemy team boosted.
But the thing is, and you have to look at it this way, Microsoft didn't lay off some TFB and drive them away, C2 Rumble would still be active right now. Microsoft should be held to that. I have no idea. Maybe, yeah. But also, not just that, according to Microsoft, that these layoffs were going to happen anyway, even if the acquisition wasn't finished. So there's that too.
Super boosted.
That was claimed to the FTC, and Activision said nothing to refute it. Now, would they openly, would they have openly admitted that? We don't know. They're full of it. Yeah, but here's the thing. Is that outside of Activision's MO? Like, let's stop here for a second. Was Activision an ethical company that never did anything like that before?
That should be illegal.
Right? While, yes, I do agree that there is likely definitely some full of it aspect in there, and not to white knight Microsoft, no way. But let's not pretend that, Activision was going to be a white knight in this either, right?
Your team boosted.
The question is that, which thief was caught with the hand in the cookie jar?
Your team pulls ahead.
Right?
Enemy team pulls ahead.
Who was caught with their hand in the cookie jar? Stealing the cookies. Even though they both had their hand in the cookie jar. That makes sense.
Your team scores for the lead. Enemy team takes lead. Your team boost expired. Enemy bonus bank. Third quarter ready. Your team boosted.
You see, I'm going to say this. There are a lot of people making big, broad assumptions and comments about certain things. And I think that a lot of people don't understand everything that happened, and to be fair, no, they do, they wish they couldn't understand. You know, but I do think that there are a lot of large generalizations that are being said that are not understood, but it's not, and you see, because I can't say anything. I can't say anything, but it's frustrating. Do you know what it feels like when you're sitting at a house party where everyone is talking about something and you know the answer and you know the information, but you're not allowed to talk about it? And you're kind of like, and people are speculating and talking, and you know the answer, but you're not allowed to talk about it. And you're left sitting there feeling kind of awkward. That's where I'm feeling like right now. That's where I'm kind of feeling right now. I'm sitting at I'm the awkward, I don't know how to go across this. By the way, thank you so much for Dad Jokes for the $1. My favorite French film is called And, or as the rest of you call it, no, as E.T. Eh? Okay, for those who don't know, for French, And is eh, which is E.T. You spell it as E.T. So, my favorite French film is And, but you guys call it E.T. That's, I know something you don't know, but not in a fun way. Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm sitting there and feeling like. It's like, yeah, I know something, can't talk about it, but I can't say anything. I'm not saying it's the fans' fault. Oh, no, no, no. I never said that. I never said it's the fans' fault. Do I think the fans... Here, I'll say this. I'll say this. Do I think it was the fans' fault that buried the project into the hole? No, I don't think it was. But the fans definitely did tap dance on the casket when it was closed. They were not the reason that the casket was closed and lowered. No. And I'm not blaming the fans. Period. I'm not blaming the fans. But from what I know, from what I've heard, it wasn't the fans' fault. And I'm never said it was the fans' reasoning. Like I said, did they tap dance on the grave? Were they one of the many nails in the coffin? Yes. But were they the sole reason? No. No. I am not telling you what happened. I'm just telling you what didn't happen. Sure, let's play Allura. Why not? And again, if ever the story comes out as to what happened with Rumble, if the story ever came out, I think the fan base would absolutely, a riot would begin, most likely. Torches would be lit. People would be angry. People would be livid if the story ever fully comes out. And I hope one day that I could ever get maybe one day I could get the green light to go ahead and do it. Maybe I never will. Maybe somebody else will. But the whole bloody situation could literally be a part of a documentary, no doubt.
Your team puts Wumpa on the board.
But it's not mine to share.
Enemy team
And I'm not trying to sit there and be like coy and be like, ooh, what do I know? Ooh, no, it's genuinely not mine to share. But I'm saying what it's not.
Big bonsai available.
And I hope one day.
Enemy team boost expired.
You're right, Adam, see? That is weird now, isn't it? You know, funny that you mentioned that. Because I never got a content patch. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. I don't know if they knew sooner than we thought. No, I don't think it's that.
Bounce crates ready.
I don't think it's that they knew last year. I don't think it's that. I think... Okay, hold on. After this, I have to sit and, like, quickly just blot this out because
Enemy team super
you're right. You are 100% right. Because there was no content patch. There was no like, okay, here's a patch, and then that was it. No, but there was a problem that we all had. There was a problem that we all had, and we're all pointing out, we're like, something doesn't make sense. And Adam just posted something that all of a sudden makes complete sense. Hold on. Wow. No, it all makes sense now. Yeah, no, it makes sense. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Let me... So we're sitting here and we're wondering, like, why is everything sporadic? Why is everything all over the place? Why is everything this? Why is everything that? It doesn't make any sort of sense. Why are they doing this? This doesn't add up. And the reason why it doesn't add up is because when you send out a patch, it costs money. You can't just send out patches like willy-nilly. Every time you send out a patch, it costs money. And that's why Toys for Bob could not do the patches and the changes for the cookies and stuff and the spawn rates and etc. because it would require to send out a patch. But what they can do is that they can enable things server side. So there's server side and then there's on your console, right? But when you send out data mines or when you send out patches, when you send that stuff out, there is stuff preloaded in there for the next following season as well, okay? And that's how we've always been able to figure out, like, hey, this is ready. Hey, that is ready. That's why we found information for Tiny Tiger. That's why we were able to find information for all of these things. But the reason why that we are dealing with this such a half made up, half weird, half set up anything is because it was only simply the content that was going to be released that was already on the data from season 1, season 2, season 3. All they did was that they scraped up all the data that was unreleased from season 1, 2, and 3 and make it enabled server side. So that when you log in, all the content is on your PlayStation. It's all there. So that they don't have to do what? Send out a patch. No patch needed to be sent out for it because all of the content that they have on this 500 thing battle pass is already on our console from all the other different patches. That is why they couldn't enable White Mane Tana. This is why they couldn't enable all these other things, because that would require a download, that would require a patch, and they couldn't send a patch out. Is that making sense? It's everything combined. It's everything. It's everything. It's everything from all the previous seasons put together, plus the 104 cosmetics that were found through data mines and through all the other stuff. Because all of the stuff that is on this battle pass was in the game before season 4 launched. Right? This season 4 emblem, we data mined this from season 3. Okay? Every single one of these things was the Love Fool. That was data mined as well. That was data mined. That's why a bunch of these skins. This one was data mined too, right? That is why all of these emotes. That is why all of these. The pirate Ripperoo was data mined from season 1. So what Toys for Bob did is they quite literally just grabbed all of the content that was unreleased as well and just went enable, so that it wouldn't have to be a patch. There wouldn't need to be a patch because a patch costs money. They couldn't send out a patch. Everything they had to work on was server side. So all they did is server side. They just enabled and checked it up. So that means that what this means simply is that Toys for Bob was even more handcuffed than we even realized. By the way, thank you so much, Dad Jokes, for the $1. I went to pick up my prescription from the Apple Store today. Turns out their tablets are really hard to swallow. That would be difficult. Trying to shove down an iPad. That would be their tablets are hard to swallow. That would be difficult. No characters coming because they would need to have a full patch. In order for them to send out the characters, they would have to send out a patch. And they couldn't. Season 4 is literally the excess content that was released on season 1, 2, and 3 that was shipped out, but was disabled and was not enabled yet. For whatever reason, with how information works and how patches work, just for some reason, when they shipped the build, there was content in that build that was unused and server side was disabled. And if it's disabled server side, you cannot access it even locally. However, you can look at it through a data mine. You can see it through a data mine because it is local to you. That is why whenever an event happened, there was no patch that came out. It was just, hey, this banner was enabled and this was enabled. This was enabled and this was enabled. That's how that worked. It was already on the console, ready to go. Just server side had to just say and go, and go, and go. No, Tiny is not going to be in Rumble because Tiny was not sent. In order for Tiny to be able to show up, Tiny would have had to have been shipped as a full hero ready to launch and ready to go through a patch. That was the only way. But he wasn't. And so there was no patch that was shipped. No patch at all was sent out. In conclusion, no, they were made. But they were made. That's why we found some of their movesets in the data mine, but we only had partial information. In order for you to be able to have your characters sent out, you need full information, which requires a patch. Toys for Bob could not send out any more patches because it would cost money. Sounds like a video idea. Hey, yes, Digger, you're right, but does that... I hope everyone's picking up what I'm laying down. What this quite literally means, Toys for Bob literally couldn't... So the truth is, the final patch is not a patch, but just all the scrap that was lying around already in the game. Yes! A to Z just got it right. Yes, that is exactly right. Season 4 or Season 4 is all the scrap data that was complete enough to be able to put together, from the remnants of Season 1, Season 2, and Season 3. That's what it is. But think about that. But I need you guys, some of you guys, to realize. Some people are like, okay, so what? Do you know how dire? Aha, interesting. So basically, they just flipped all the switches to on. Bingo. That's it. They just went flick, 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 flick. You have to realize something. They wouldn't pay the money or let them send out a patch. Think about this for half a second. They would not allow Toys for Bob the money to send out a final patch. What kind of dire straits was Toys for Bob put in? Like, whoever decided for whatever it was, they wouldn't even allow them to send a patch. Whoever decided to say, no, you're not allowed to send out a patch to fix all this. That is... that is stressful. Like, Racing even had the chance to send out the last patch, the final patch. I'm going to play one more match, and then I'm going to go to Q&R because I feel myself ramping up and I'm starting to get upset. We'll go to Q&R. We'll go to Q&R. Yeah, I'm just... This is, like, I'm just... I am just dumbfounded. Genuinely dumbfounded by this. Genuinely. We were all asking these questions. Why didn't they release this skin? Why didn't they release that skin? Why didn't they release this? Why didn't they release that? Because they probably had them already and they could have shipped it. But guess what? Whoever made the decision didn't let them patch it or send out a patch. Joshua, I don't know where you're getting that, which, by the way, I'm going to do a little bit of a call out here because just a small one, because there was a comment that somebody in this chat said that I corrected them, and then they said no. So going to have a little bit of a talking to. Ready? And it's not going to make much sense, so here we go. You ready, guys? Ready, guys? Tommy gun, Tommy gun, Tommy gun, Tommy gun. Violence, death, and doom. Tommy gun, Tommy gun, Tommy gun. Now, some of you are going to be very confused as to what I just said and why I said it, so let me explain. There's somebody in chat here that accused me of being way over family friendly by saying that in my video where I talked about in my video where I talked about Pinstripe and I talked about all the characters, I jokingly said, and Pinstripe's little friend. The person accused me of being so like, wow, you're so family friendly, you won't even say the word Tommy gun. And I said, no, I'm okay to say Tommy gun. There's nothing wrong with that. It's a joke from Scarface where he has a Tommy gun and he goes, say hello to my little friend. And then they said, no, that's not it. Like, so they're saying that I won't even say the word Tommy gun because it's not family friendly. No, it's from a movie. He has a Tommy gun and he goes, and here's the funny thing. It's from a movie that is rated R to extreme. That's the funny part. The movie is rated like if you want to get technical and you want to get beefy with me, let's get beefy. The movie that I was referring is significantly violent. So, yeah. I am family friendly. Absolutely, I am family friendly. But I am not so family friendly where I'm being accused of not being able to say Tommy gun. Like, good gravy. Of all the things I've been accused, that blows my mind.
Enemy team boosted. Ally sandstorm. Enemy flame trap. Light trap still ready.
So yeah, and they're in the chat tonight. I've seen their name pop up numerous times.
Ally team mega boosted.
So don't think I don't read the comments.
Enemy team boost expired.
My goodness, gravy, me oh my, blows my mind
Your team
sometimes.
boost expired. Ally flame trap. Enemy flame trap. Light trap spitter ready.
As you can tell, I am not in a pleasant mood today.
Sandstorm available.
As you can see, I'm about as cuddly as a cactus right now. Well, I'm happy to hear that, Mr. Boss. All right. All right. So, this is simply to thank you for your honesty, Alpha. Thank you. I appreciate that, Elena. That's very sweet of you. Thank you. Adam C. also said, also to complicate things, both Sony and Microsoft are actually no longer in charge for patches / titles updates. It was abolished last gen with the PS4 and PS4 and Xbox One. That means that was Activision. That means that was Activision's decision, doesn't it? Right? That would be it. So, all right. So I'm going to open the stream now for some questions and answers. Whoever wants to ask any questions, I may answer them with a rant. Why am I getting tagged in things still? Why am I being mentioned? Why am I being tagged? Leave me alone. Man, I sign on and there's literally just flame wars online about everything. It's all in my comment section, and I'm like, can you go elsewhere with your arguments? All right. So if you guys got the biggest letdown, CTR shutting down, that we didn't get any brand new, some of like fan favorite characters. I would have loved to seen Tiny. I would have loved to seen Pinstripe, right? We got two new characters never before played, or never before kind of playable, which was Allura and Catbat. So, yay. Pollyann must be dealing with a ton of stress right now. I think Pollyann is sitting right beside me eating Stressios too. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, essentially, yeah. I agree with you. Essentially, I believe you're right. Yeah. Who wouldn't give Toys for Bob some funds for new content? It sounds like it would be Activision. Sounds like Activision didn't give them the funds. Now you might say, well, that's Microsoft. Microsoft is allowing autonomy for Activision to make decisions. So, yeah. You would need to release a patch, otherwise the game would be unplayable forever. You can patch things server side. So, here is, okay. So, you have to realize something. It's time for Canadian Guy Draws. There is two systems that you have to have account for. Okay? Here is, we're going to say console, and this is server. Okay? So, console, there we go, that's easy to see. Console, this is the console, this is the server, okay? You can make changes server side that doesn't require a patch. So numbers, you can change numbers, you can change code, you can fix bugs, you can tweak things, you can adjust things because it's code and things are enabled and disabled. You can do that server side. And not a problem. No problems at all. But if let's say the server wants to enable Tiny Tiger, the console needs to have the information of Tiny Tiger to begin with. The console needs to have okay, what's the kit? What's the model? What's the rig? What's the animations? That is housed on your console. Now it's housed on the server side too, but it also needs to be in sync with your console as well. So if it's new content, that has to be sent as a patch. If it's strictly online net code, that can be done on the server. If it's for any single player experience, that requires a patch. But if it's an online multiplayer experience, you can have hot fixes and patches server side and not have to send out patches. So in terms of game breaking bugs, those can be, unless it is catastrophic, like absolutely game ending, which at this point is highly unlikely, where they require to take off information or add information that your console doesn't have, then you don't need a patch. That's it. And what they would do, that's why sometimes you hear like, oh yeah, this hero has been disabled in games. Sometimes if you're playing like League of Legends, if you're playing Crash Team Racing or whatever, sometimes you'll be like, temporarily this character is disabled. And the reason why is because on their end, they have turned a switch because they've discovered a bug that's game breaking. They flipped a switch and now nobody can play that character online. And then once they figure out the fix, they send out the patch gets sent to the console, and then they flick the switch on, or they fix it server side, they get it right, and then they flick the switch back on, and you're good to go. So that is kind of what's going on. You can make changes server side, and you don't have to send out a patch. So, yeah. Do you think we'll get any more comments from TFB about Rumble, or are we all done? I will tell you something, okay? I will tell you something. And this is what I'm saying here, and you can write this down. I have been trying to get an official statement from an Activision source beyond the indie announcement from Activision. Will tell you that I am going to try my darndest to get an official answer officially, open-ended, not through secrets, not through rumors, not through any of that. No. Open-ended, open for everyone to hear. No secrets, no hush-hush, no if-ands. Clear the air, what is going on, and I want to have an interview. With anyone from Toys for Bob that wants to go on record. And I have tried. I got my first answer today, and the first answer was not right now. That could be a polite never. But my first official answer today was not right now. Try again in a couple of weeks. Now, that could be a very polite go away. It could be a no, this is legit. In a couple of weeks, I try again and we're good to go. I don't know. But what I'm telling you is I am trying my best to get an answer, an official conversation to be able to explain what is going on. So I am trying. My best to get and pry as much information that I can. I'm trying my best. Because if Rumble's gonna go down, I am sure as anything that I am going to get every information possible, all the information possible on this game before the ship goes down. Even if the servers get turned off and I have the opportunity 5 years from now to get answers, I will get answers. I feel a very, very, very tight connection with this game. It was a game that I pushed for. It was a game that I talked about. It was a game that I fought for. It was a game that I spent 2 years proving to people that it existed, with a large amount of people saying, no, it did not. Stop talking about it. And it worked. And it did exist. And it was true. And I was not crazy. And if it's going to go down, if this game is going to sink, I am going to figure out how much everything it took. I'm going to figure out everything it took to sink that ship until we can lay it to rest. Because there is no way that I'm going to let all the sleepless nights that I had thinking about whether or not this game was coming. There is no way I'm going to let any amount of hate that someone fired at me that I had to stand and just take it for. I am not going to stand idly by and let all those sleepless nights go to waste. I am going to make sure that I get all the information that I can about this game, what happened to it, until I can't get anything else. Because whatever your opinion is on this game, whether it's good, bad, ugly, up, down, left, right, it was determined and motivated, and I pushed to see that this game came to true, to make sure that this game existed. Not that I was anything to do with its creation, no. But I followed the news, I followed the trail, and I did not stop. I didn't stop. I kept hunting, I kept looking, and I did not end. And I'll say this, just a little tidbit, because some people have tried to disprove me by saying, well, actually Crash Team Rumble wasn't Wumpa League. I was 100% certain before that Crash Team Rumble was Wumpa League. But after some conversations, I'm 200% sure that Crash Team Rumble was Wumpa League. So, before anybody wants to come at me, because there was a number of people that said that Wumpa League and Crash Team Rumble were not the same. They're completely different projects. They're completely different, yada, 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 yada. I was 100% certain before. But now I'm 200% certain. So, yeah. Anywho, next question. Before I went off on that tirade, thank you so much, Elena, for the $2. Never give up, Alpha. No, I'm not giving up. Not giving up. No way, no how. Wasn't the code name. It was the name. It was called Project Lava. Crash 4 was Project Quantum. What happened is that if you look in the files, through information, through info, both Crash 4 and Wumpa League are Project Lava. But on paper, and I have evidence of this, Crash 4 was Project Quantum. In my opinion, it's so that they could separate the projects, because originally, as the leaks suggested, Wumpa League was supposed to be the multiplayer game that came out 1 year later. So it'd be Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time, and then free-to-play multiplayer Wumpa League 1 year later. Ursula Lord donated $2 to Super Chat. What's the one character you would have wanted? Ooh. Crunch. I would have loved to see Crunch. Because, in a way, we have never played... We've played Nina Cortex before, albeit for one game. Fair enough. One game. We haven't played... I don't think there's ever been... I'm trying to think back even to the Titans games. I don't think we've never played Crunch before. As Crunch. There's a whole segment dedicated to Nina. And granted... And granted, Nina would be a strong second choice. But I think Crunch would have been a really good balance, because if you think about it like this, Crash and Tana were scorers and Coco was a booster. We didn't have a Bandicoot blocker. Who could have been the Bandicoot blocker? We had a Bandicoot scorers. We had a Bandicoot booster. We didn't have any Bandicoot blockers. But do you know who would have filled that role real nice? Real slick Clark? Crunch. So, all right, we got a few more minutes left, and then I got to get going. He might have been. I mean, remember that email chain, that quiz that went out that a whole bunch of people filled out? Yeah, okay, so, Entrance or Jack and Crunch during the boss fight, even if you considered that, you still played Crunch less than you did Nina, right? Nina had an entire section, but Crunch skipped leg day, so... Do you think the game will eventually get picked up, or is it doomed to remain in limbo? As I said, the only chance this game has, the only shot... The only, clear this game has is if it goes to Game Pass and then people pick it up and they fall in love with it. So. Spar for Hope still alive, or has it gotten complicated? It's gotten stronger. I know that's weird. That's weird. But of course, my Spyro hype meter, fluctuates throughout the years, of course. But Spyro 4 to me right now is bad news. It's not going to probably come in a time frame that we like. But the good news is that I think the writing's on the wall that Spyro 4 is happening. By Toys for Bob as well. Not just a Spyro title is coming and I'm just throwing it in the abyss, and a decade from now it comes out a Toys for Bob Spyro title. that is to me the lockdown. That is to me the it's over. It's happening. I think it is happening now. I think it's happening right now. Before it was speculation, and I do believe that they have been wanting to do it, but of course, with other projects, with cancellations, with certain teams backing out, which I am not going to comment. Honest question, even after all these years, what keeps you going that Spyro 4 is coming? It has been 6 years. It has been 6 years. You're right, it has. I know Spyro 4 is going to come because I am hard-headed enough to make sure it does happen. I've already picked up a course in Unreal, and I'm already practicing and I'm learning. Just for the idea that if I get enough basic skills and get enough done and use my resources to squeak my way into anywhere, I am so hard-headed that I am not giving up on Spyro, even if I have to do it myself. I am that hard-headed. I am that, and I will try. Maybe I won't succeed. But before we get there, that is going to be my next step. I may have to walk away from YouTube. I may have to. I may have to walk away from YouTube, pull the Thanos and say, fine, I'll do it myself. We haven't gotten to that point yet. We haven't gotten to that point yet. We haven't gotten to that point. Not yet. But boy howdy. Boy howdy. Yeah, I would have to walk away from YouTube if I had to focus on making a game. I would have to. And I would push every single source that I have. Not push, but I would speak to every single source that I have to be able to wiggle my way into a Microsoft game studio. And I could be 50 years old by the time a Spyro 4 comes up, but I'm going to push and shove and go for it because that's how hard-headed I am. I have an entire game sketched out. I do. I have an entire Spyro 4 story sketched out. I have their levels. I have the mechanics. I have the characters. I have it all sketched out. I have it all. It's done. It's finished. It's all done. If Toys for Bob called me tomorrow and said, hey, do you want to pitch it? I'd say, yeah, it's ready. So, yeah. But to answer your question in another way as well, I feel it in my bones. Spyro is too special to not expand upon. Spyro is different to me. Spyro is different from other platformers. Spyro's different, in my opinion. People can sit there and say that's just nostalgia talking. Maybe it is, and I'll admit that. But to me, Spyro is different. But the thing is that Spyro may not be different objectively to the gaming industry, but Spyro is different to its fans. To those who are die-hard Spyro fans, Spyro's different. Spyro's not like other characters, other platformers. Spyro's different. And in my opinion, and in my bones, and in my thoughts, I believe that Spyro is different from many other things, and the fan base behind Spyro, though seems small, is so bloody passionate, so bloody unbelievable. How can a bunch of Spyro fans turn around and make Spyro trend, not even just for a little bit, but across all social media, just by word of mouth? No money put into advertising. No money. No money handed out. No, hey, can you participate in this day? Hey, can you? No. No, word of mouth. And we get Spyro trending across social media. We pushed and we shoved and we got the official Spyro channel back, and to not just, hit like and retweet, but to acknowledge and participate in the Spyro Community Day. This fan base, this fandom is powerful, in my opinion. And I think that with that kind of power, decisions can be made. It's there. It's there. And we've been able to do it 2-3 times in a row where we trended across social media. 2 to 3 times in a row that we trended like crazy. Thousands of likes and retweets and big people. The fan support is insane. The fan support is nuts. By the way, thank you so much for the $2, bruh, die. Give me a second. The fan support is insane. The fan support is loud, but it's positive. And that's what's important too. It's not just loud and obnoxious. It's not loud and stupid. It's not loud and rude. It's loud and it's positive. It's loud and it's unified. Personally, for me, I haven't seen too many community days with other franchises. Have you? And if you have you seen any trend like the Spyro Community Days? And look, my channel, okay, we're at 78,000 subscribers. That is a feat that I am very proud of. but we pale in comparison to, this channel pales in comparison to many. It's Brody, Brody. Okay, sorry, Brody. Thank you so much for the 3rd super chat. Thank you so much, and I will answer your question, your first one as well. There are not many that can make this stuff trend worldwide. There's not that many. And it's a positive action. It's a positive. It's not angry. It's not yelling. It's positivity. So because of that, I believe that with continued positivity, with continued patience, and continued talking, and continued discussion, and continue just roll, and keep going, and not stop, it will lead to a new title. Like I said, I'm hard-headed. It might have been 6 years, but that don't matter to me. So, I'll answer this question, and I gotta go. Thank you so much, Brody, for the two $2 donations. Last question. What's up with Beanox CTR2? I have no idea. I'll say this. I have had more sources reach out to me in the past month than I've ever had in my entire channel combined. And you know where I didn't hear anything from? There's one place. I've heard from many places. I've heard from up. I've heard from down. I've heard from studios unrelated to what we talk about. I've heard from studios related to we talk about. I've heard from studios that are close. I've heard from studios that are far. I've heard from contractors. I've heard from developers. I've had so many people, and I've spoken with so many people. Not one of them was from Beanox. Beanox is an iron fort that I have never been able to figure out. Never. At this point, Beanox is an enigma. No one actually works there. It's literally just everyone that goes to work there disappears. No one ever speaks. No one ever leaks anything. It's just a giant empty office building. You show up the Beanox and it's just a chair with a desk, and that's it at this point. Because goodness gravy, me oh my. Blows my mind. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate this bittersweet stream. As always, I love streaming. We'll be back on Thursday, and this Saturday, we're going to be doing a 12-hour stream. 12 hours to raise funds for my trip to go to PAX East, which I do every year, and every year you guys have been able to help. We've always been able to fill the bar every year, and it helps me be able to get the PAX East 2024. So, I will see you guys on Friday also, or a break. Friday may be a break. We may not stream Friday. We may not stream Friday. Maybe. I don't know. I'll keep you all posted. So, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video and our live stream. Time for the countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bye.